Well, hello everybody and welcome to MikeyTaylorGaming, where today we're taking a look into the world of Super Mario Bros. 2 glitches for the NES. Now, the first thing you might notice is that I'm not actually at a glitch picnic today, and that's because I've been working in Germany for about a month now. I even had to invest in a laptop to create this video for you guys, because I know it's been far too long, so that is dedication. Anyways, Super Mario Bros. 2. There aren't that many helpful glitches in today's video. In fact, I think there's like one helpful glitch in 16 minutes worth of video. So yeah, but the pointless glitches are always the best, like we say. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. You guys have been waiting far too long for this video, so I will see you all at the end card. Please enjoy. I've really tried. Okay? See you at the end card. English words don't fall out anymore. So why don't we start off today's picnic with a look at one of the most helpful glitches in Mario 2. And when I say helpful, I use it loosely. I mean, it's probably only helpful to those people who speedrun the game, if I'm honest. It's called the fast climb, and you can activate it on anything that you can climb on, basically. Vines, ladders, chains. Just have your character grab on, then hold up and down at the same time to zip them to the top in quick time. Obviously, this only really works with an emulator or a modified NES controller, because you can't press up and down at the same time on a regular one. You've got to try this one out for yourselves, because it's super exciting, right? What do you mean that's not fun enough? To be fair, I didn't say the glitch was the best, I said it was helpful. The best kind of glitches are the unhelpful and pointless ones, so let's check some of those out, starting with those harmless little bobombs. Yep, they're harmless alright, it's just those explosions you gotta watch out for. No biggie. In World 5-3 you can find an everlasting source of these cute little critters just popping out of this spawner in the cave-like section. If you grab a mushroom block and throw it so that it lands 2 spaces away from the spawner, the bobombs will get stuck between the 2 items and eventually destroy the spawner. No spawner means no more bobombs, but a glitch can bring them back. If you pick up the mushroom block again and throw it where the spawner was, then absolutely nothing happens. But if you finish off by scrolling it off screen and back on again, the bobombs will start flowing out of the mushroom. If I was to take a guess, I'd say that this glitch probably happens because the object isn't the thing that has the spawner properties. The ground below is what changes the properties of whatever is sat on top of it. So basically what I'm saying is when an object is placed on that part of the ground, the game turns it into a spawner. At least, that's what I think is happening, but maybe it's just the mushroom block that has weird properties. Maybe I just make everything up. Who knows? As long as you believe me, it's fine. The bobombs in this game are usually found in places where you can blow up walls to help you progress too, but they're not going to be as helpful to us if we use this next glitch. You'll need to pick up a Pow Block and then find a patch of grass where a bobomb is hiding and stand in front of it. Then just mash the B button to throw the Pow, pick up the grass and throw it. If you did it fast enough and you watch closely, you'll see that instead of holding the bobomb above the character's head, it'll fall off screen like it just died for no apparent reason. But where did it go? Carry on playing and soon enough you'll find out. If you enter a new screen by going through a door, climbing a vine or dying, then the bobomb will decide it wanted to die in style by exploding somewhere on the screen. I've got no idea what causes this, but it's definitely something to do with the almighty Pow Block. That thing can cause some pretty weird things to happen actually. There's certainly something a little strange about the way these mysterious blocks work, and I don't know exactly what it is. All I know is that it can have some pretty cool effects. If you use a Pow Block whilst you're stood on one of the logs that's falling down a waterfall, then the game will decide that logs go up waterfalls now, not down them. Going up? Oh, going down. And what about this? This is the normal distance that you get when you throw a turnip, but it's not so impressive, I know. But if you mash the B button as fast as you can to throw a P-bomb and throw a turnip right away, I swear that it'll go into orbit around the Earth. That is much further than a normal throw, you have to agree. Moving on to our final P-block glitch, if you throw one whilst you're riding on a shell, it'll jump way up into the air for some reason. To be honest, that's probably not a glitch, but it's a cool thing that you might not have noticed before. Whoa, hang on a second, I've just noticed something. These power-related glitches all have something in common. Gravity changes. The Pow Block clearly has some kind of gravity-affecting property that mangles the physics of the world around it. Sounds pretty cool, right? You can even screw with the gravity in this game by using enemies, so why don't we take a look at that next? You've got to love the fact that you can throw these guys at each other. It gets all of your frustration out, and if you throw them in just the right way, then you can see something strange happen. On the very first level, you'll find this set of platforms to climb up. Get to the top and pick up an enemy, and then stand on top of another until it's about to walk off the edge of the platforms. With the right timing, throw them both as quickly as you can, and if the enemies bump into each other before they recover, then they'll start floating up the screen. Yep, that looks normal to me. It looks like tweeters can fly upside down. If you're quick enough, then you can jump on them too whilst they're floating, but if you touch the top of the screen, then you'll take a hit of damage, so don't do it, okay? Okay, I think that's enough of the small stuff for now. Let's take a look at some glitches that are a bit more interesting, shall we? I don't want you guys thinking it's all minor stuff in this episode. To start off the good stuff, why don't we delete some of the Overworld sprites using mushroom blocks? Some interactive background stuff in this game, like doorways, buildings, chains, they all have a special property that stops you from dropping items on top of them. If you try to drop an item on top of them, then the game will stop the command and you'll keep on holding it, or it'll just pop out where it can. There's a glitch though that randomly lets you drop mushroom blocks onto any of these things if you drop them in just the right place. Just keep on throwing the block around these sprites and eventually it'll get stuck. When you manage to get a mushroom block onto a background element, it'll take the same palette colour as the background you just dropped it on. But it doesn't end there. If you walk until the mushroom block is off screen and then get it back on screen again, it'll change back to its original colour again. And finally, if you pick one up when it's in a background sprite, it'll just delete the sprite completely and delete all of the tile properties too. For example, the building in World 7.1, you can remove the blocks and stand where they used to be, or deleting a section of chain stops you being able to climb it, which isn't exactly helpful. It can be tricky to drop the block onto these interactive sprites, but if you manage it, then the effects can be awesome. Another interesting glitch can be found if you throw a door to Subspace on top of a patch of grass. Enter through the door to Subspace and do whatever you want in here as long as you use the door to exit back to the Overworld. As the Overworld loads, mash the B button as fast as you can again to pick up and throw the item that was in front of the door. If you did it fast enough, then whatever was in the patch of grass will be thrown, but it'll also be stuck to your character's head. This one's easiest to do using Toad, since he's the guy who can pick up and throw objects the fastest in this game. I couldn't seem to get it to work with Mario or Luigi at all, no matter how fast I smashed that B button. It did work with Peach though, which is a bonus, but it seemed to be random, so use Toad. Anyways, with the item stuck up there, everything works perfectly normally. You'll just be doing it with an item stuck on the character's head. I'm sure they're comfortable, don't worry. There's something very interesting we can do with this glitch, but I'm going to save that till the end to keep you guys in suspense. Prepare to be amazed. Later. Even things as simple as the counters aren't safe from glitches in this game, and they can get screwed up if you collect too many coins or extra lives for the game to display them properly. If you can manage to collect more than 9 coins in Subspace before you reach the end of a level, the bonus game will show your coin count as a letter instead of as a number. So 11 is B, 10 is A, and so on. I wonder why they didn't just put a limit on the number or allow the screen to display 2 digits. No biggie I guess. The counter goes back to normal once it goes below 10 again, so meh. Believe it or not, there's a soft restart feature in Super Mario Bros. 2, and I don't know about you guys, but I had absolutely no idea that this existed. If you're stuck or you just want to restart from the last checkpoint, pause the game, grab controller 2, and press up A and B at the same time to kill your character and go back. If you use it in the right place, or maybe I should say use it in the wrong place, you can glitch yourself an instant game over instead of just starting from the last checkpoint. To find out what I'm talking about, you've got to find a door that'll take you to another area. Press up and then press start quickly to pause the game before the screen changes, then input the soft restart code on player 2's controller. When the game loads up again, your character will just go through the floor each time they're spawned. In fact, it'll only stop killing you once all of your lives have been used up. That's pretty helpful, right? Man, I am being way too sarcastic today. There's a glitch that's kind of opposite to the last one, where instead of killing your own character, there's a way to play with no hit points at all. This one can be done in World 4 or 7 by finding the end of level rocket. Once you're inside the rocket, pause the game before it leaves the screen and use the restart code. Instead of the character dying, they'll be taken to the next screen and be able to play through the rest of the level with no hit points. But there won't be any music until you go to an area where the music would normally change, and getting hit one more time causes your guy or gal to die. So it's not like some kind of infinite health glitch or anything like that. The only truly helpful glitch we'd have seen today. Ah well. There's actually a helpful climbing glitch in this game that you don't need modified controllers to get working, just really fast reflexes. When you're climbing any vine or chain in the game, hold the D-pad diagonally and the frame that Mario releases from the object, press A to jump. This doesn't seem like much, but if you're capable of frame-perfect jumps, then it can save you a lot of time. You'll be jumping from vine to vine, just like Tarzan. If you pick up a potion and you know where to find another one in the level, then keep hold of it and make your way to where the second one is located. Drop the first potion to trigger the subspace door, and then drop the other one to make a second subspace door. And are you ready for this? When you go through one of the doors, both of the doors will open. OMG! Can you believe it? I mean, how crazy is that? It's like they're somehow linked in the programming. Insanity. Similarly to the glitch that we saw earlier with the mushroom block spawning bombs, there's another glitch that you can do with spawning points in these mushroom blocks. If you know the exact place that an enemy is going to spawn on screen, leave a mushroom block on the spot and then walk away until it's off screen. Get it back on the screen and the enemy that spawns there will be stuck inside the block. Can't get me now, can you? When climbing vines, you can find the pinnacle of all pointless glitches. Why do we even care about this? It's because it's as amazing as the open two doors at once glitch. That's why. In any level that you can find a hoopster enemy, you can hold up at the top of a vine, and when it makes its way up the vine to touch you, it'll push you up further than the vine actually goes. And that's it. There's nothing else. You get off the vine and you carry on like nothing ever happened. Awesome. Okay, so you guys are going to be happy to know that this is the last useless and pointless glitch before we move on to the awesome glitch I mentioned earlier in the video. If you hold a turnip and jump into an enemy that's above you, then you'll both die. Now, that seems a little unfair to me because the enemy got hit first, so why should we have to take a hit too? So unfair. Is it really a glitch? Some people say yes and some people say no. Personally, I say it's 100% unfair enough to be classed as a glitch. I mean, why would anyone program it that way on purpose? They're insane. Alright, we're nearing the end, so let's end with a glitch we all know as a wrong warp, shall we? I know how much you guys love these kinds of glitches, and these are different to any of the ones we've seen on this channel in the past. Remember that glitch from earlier where you get an item stuck on your character's head? Well, I also told you that the game acts normal from there. You can pick up other items, climb vines, etc. But what I didn't tell you is that if you go through a door, die, climb a vine to a new screen, then it'll become usable in the next area that you're taken to. Doing that means that you can take items into places they aren't meant to be found in, but again, that's just a pointless use. The more interesting stuff happens if you take potions into areas where there are vases, like this place in World 6-1. This area should never have a subspace door to enter into, but for some reason, if you enter into subspace here, then the game will let you enter into a vase that wouldn't normally lead anywhere. Since there's no warp point for this vase, it sends you to wherever the default is set to take you, which just so happens to be the start of this level, so I hope you didn't struggle too much to get here. Try it in different places and see what other weird warps you can find. Unfortunately, the one in 6-1 was the only one I could seem to find that worked, so maybe it's pointless looking. Or maybe I'm just a quitter. Okay, the very last kind of wrong warp. It sounds confusing and it's the hardest kind of warp to get right in this game, but with a little practice you can get it pretty consistently. To set this one up, you've got to be in an area where there's a ladder or a vine, a shy guy, and to make sure that the next item you pull up out of the ground is gonna be a stopwatch. You'll need to pick the stopwatch up out of the ground and count out 15 of its sound loops whilst picking up a shy guy and making your way over to the vine or ladder that you're using. At the end of the 15th sound loop, throw the shy guy so that he goes through the first layer of the ground and gets trapped underneath the ladder, and this is where things get interesting. If you stand on top of the shy guy and start to shuffle around and jump, you'll eventually see your character drop down into the ground by a couple of pixels. When you see that happen, pick up the shy guy and throw him and you'll swap places with him and be stuck in the ground. From here, all you have to do is press down and you'll make a screen transition. It seems that no matter where you use this glitch, you'll end up in World 1-1, either at the very start of the level where you're falling downwards to enter the first door, or you'll be climbing an invisible vine inside the first cave area of the level. And let's be honest, both of these scenarios are pretty unhelpful depending on where you do the glitch. Normally it's a beat the game in 5 or 10 minutes glitch, but in this one it's a beat the game in, well, double the time, by resetting all of your progress. Just like with the other warping glitch, there aren't too many places in the game that you can make this work, but it's one of those glitches you just have to try out so that you can say, hey, I did one of the hardest glitches in Mario 2, even though it was pointless. And with that, I guess it's time to end today's glitch picnic. As always, I hope you've all enjoyed and I'll be sure to see you all in the next video, but for now, let's get ready for the end card. And don't forget, I love you all. Mwah! Well, there you go guys, that was the most pointless and useless glitch picnic that's ever been created, and I've got to say, I absolutely hate this game. It took forever to record because I just can't get used to the controls. At least it's got a ton of glitches, right? Anyways, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to see some more glitch picnic, then you can check out the left hand box to be taken to the Crash Team Racing glitch picnic. This is definitely one of the best kart races from the past, and playing it really brought back some awesome memories. It has a helpful wrong warp too, finished the game in 10 minutes, so it's definitely worth a watch. In the right hand box you'll find the Sonic Adventure 2 glitch picnic, which has some awesome and easy glitches that you can try out for yourselves, including a test level glitch. So if you own the game, you should get watching. Thanks again for watching this video guys, and I'll be sure to see you all in the next episode. And again, don't forget, I love you all. Mwah!